the station working for you. This is WRTV News at 11, streaming now.
My wife made more of an impact on society and others far more than I realized.
Tonight, a familiar face shares a heartbreaking story that too many families are familiar with.
Almost 6,000 Hoosiers have died from COVID-19 since the pandemic began, including Audrey Beckley, who was married to former WRTV anchor and reporter Ken Beckley for nearly 56 years. Tonight, Ken is helping us show that the toll of COVID-19 is much more than numbers. He is sharing his story of grief and loss and his wife's last days with our Cornelius Hawker.
Well, we had so many plans. I mean, we hoped to stay here in this house for a lot of years. We wanted to do a lot of international travel. We look forward to the day that grandchildren married. We look forward to watching our great-grandchildren grow and to be around them. So we had so many plans.
Ken Beckley's plans with his wife Audrey were cut short in August when she died because of COVID-19.
We were following every health recommendation by national public health officials. Very, very careful about washing hands and sanitizing and distancing and always wearing masks.
In the days before she tested positive for the virus, Audrey started having trouble with her legs.
I heard a thud in our bedroom, and what had happened, she had gotten out of bed, took a step, but her legs really wouldn't move, and she fell against a chest of drawers, and I found her clinging to that.
Ken tells me he struggled to get her in bed and then called 911. That was on a Monday morning. Audrey was out of the hospital that afternoon. By Tuesday night, Audrey was fine, but he started experiencing typical COVID-19 symptoms.
I started chilling, had body aches, headache, and then that went away the next afternoon.
By Thursday, Audrey was in the hospital again. And on Sunday,
her lungs they really had gotten filled with a lot of pneumonia, but they just weren't producing their own oxygen.
In her last few days, Audrey was able to join Ken and their children for a rib dinner.
We have this wonderful picture of her with her ribs and baked potato and so forth.
And made sure her son enjoyed his birthday.
As all mothers are, despite how sick they are, she said, she texted and said, "Now be sure to fix such and such for Greg for his birthday." And this was on Monday, and later that afternoon, she sent a selfie, and her trying to smile with a little oxygen tube, running the side of her face.
Audrey told her husband doctors said they were pleased with her progress. They texted again about the dinner Audrey had eaten, and that was their last conversation.
At 3 a.m., I got the call that things had just turned like that, and she was not going to make it. But a wonderful nurse held Audrey's cell phone for me 3 times that day for me to talk to Audrey and to tell her everything that you would want to tell your spouse as he or she were dying. I also told her that I would be fine and the kids would be fine, and not to just hang on out of fear that we wouldn't be.
As Ken walked us through the home he shared with Audrey, showing us all sorts of memories, telling stories about their rich life that was cut short, I asked him to address those who aren't taking COVID-19 seriously.
The maskless of America have an opportunity to really help bring down this pandemic. Those that refuse to mask and follow the other health precautions, just the 3 primary ones, are among the most selfish people ever to have lived. This is a pandemic, for God's sake.
That was Cornelius Hawker reporting. Audrey Jane Beckley died on August 19th, and like a lot of Hoosiers, she had a pre-existing condition, MS, but had lived with it for 50 years and did not let it stop her from living a full life. She was in the hospital for less than a week. While this story is sad, we know it is not unique as the pandemic continues to claim lives. We here at WRTV are making an effort to tell you the stories of the people behind those numbers.